Hey bitches, it's me, Levi, and it's a front-facing video again because, why not? I thought long and hard about how to do this, but this seemed the best way. So a couple of days ago, I got and excuse me, trigger warning or addiction warning or whatever. I will be vaping during this vid because this is my channel. I can do what I want and I vape. That's what I do. A couple of days ago, I received an email and that email said, hey, you have an Amazon package coming in from Amazon.com. Mind you, I went on holiday for 2 to 2.5 weeks to Canada, Toronto, Winnipeg area, and New York City. So I was completely skint after that holiday. Like no dollars, no money left in my account at all. So I was like, holy shit, like what is this? Did I order something while I was drunk? Didn't even drink. I don't even drink. Sometimes I have like a neat cocktail or something like that if it's something I really want to try. Did I drink in New York? So I was frantically checking my Amazon.com account, my Amazon.nl account, my Amazon.ca account, and I'm like, what is it? What is this? What even is this? So I was sort of panicking a little bit, I gotta be honest. And then the delivery, and I thought maybe this is a scam. Hold up. Delivery guy comes over, delivers this huge ass box, and I already saw in the tracking that it was like that it was like 3 kilos or 7 pounds. So I was like, that's a huge ass box. Like what the hell would be in it? Hold up, look at this. I got this whole box filled with goodies. I can't even get them in properly anymore. And there were these really cute notes inside saying thank you and the name of the person who sent it to me. Now I am not gonna like disclose that whole situation. It's nothing special, but I did something for someone that you'd normally charge money for, but I did it kind of out of friendship. And this person has always supported every single project I've undertaken when it comes to deck creation, divination. We've been in and out of each other's like divination spheres for, for 4 years. And they asked me to help them with their project, and it was quite a lot of work, but it was so much fun to do. And I legit said, like, I don't expect anything in return. I just want to do this because it's fun, and also it's kind of good for my divination world, deck creation resume, whatever value that has, but whatever. So I was like, it's just fun. Let me have fun, and I'll gladly help you. But this bitch decided, no, I wanna give you something, and she went to my Amazon wish list and literally bought everything that was on there. So without further ado, I thought, should I do separate videos for all of these things? I may do like, for some of these items, I may do like a separate video, but I also thought, I could do like this whole, obviously I've already looked through most of the things in here, but I was like, you know what, it would be fun to do a little unboxing on screen and kind of tell you why these were on my wish list, what I think of them, why I like them, and there's lots of things in here that I am really looking forward to use. So let me put this huge ass box over here on the ground, and let's start with the first one on top. So this is decks and books, all kinds of stuff. Now the first one is this one, the Creative Consciousness Healing Oracle card deck, and I saw this on Lisa Papez's channel She had featured it in a hot takes, and she was looking at all the cards together with us as we were watching the hot takes, and I was like, ooh, this is like a really good journaling deck. The deck's pretty big, actually. I think it's larger than most normal Oracle cards, but I'm not going to do that tarot influencer thing where I have a standard 3.5 by 5 Oracle card and hold it up to here, because it's probably freaking bigger, okay? But this is a really cute little deck that has like sometimes a very clear keyword like this one, grounding, you know, it's a satin matte finish, so it's that US Games style finish. And then it'll have like an extra sort of affirmation-y sentence underneath. And you know, the illustrations are so cute. They do come across different in real life as on camera, which is really interesting, because at first I was like, okay, this looks a little bit, and this is not meant negatively, but it looks a little bit more derpy in real life than on screen, but I don't know, it just looks really cute. Look, like, it's such a cute deck, and all the cards are numbered, which is a good thing. And it shuffles really well, and I'm just going to shuffle a card. Also, the backs are gorgeous. Let me show them to you in a minute. So let me quickly do a shuffle and see which card I pull. And I already posted with this on my Instagram, and it's just so adorable. Oh, I love it. Alright, so Moon Pebbles, challenging yourself with compassion. Look at that card, gorgeous. And the back's also gorgeous. So let's look up the guidebook entry. Now the guidebook is very thin, but you know, there's no, and it's in black and white, but there's no like, you know, sometimes you have very thick guidebooks with a lot of bullshit in them, and I'm like, no. So this is card 27. Okay. Key concepts, that's what it says. Doing hard things, small healthy steps, challenging self. It's easy to get overwhelmed by all of the things that we need to do in a day. Procrastination and avoidance are normal human things that we all experience. If you struggle with completing big tasks, starting something and not finishing it, or going out of your way to avoid things that feel daunting or scary, this card is here to lovingly guide you through one small pebble at a time. And then there's a creative visualization that you can do. Every card has this, and I hate it when decks do this, because you know, you have to read it, and then you have to remember it all, or you have to record a guided meditation with your own voice that you may not want to listen to when you're doing a guided meditation. These visualizations are very short, so you can read through them and you very much get the general idea of what you need to visualize, and you can very easily do them. So that's fun. And then there's a journaling prompt that says, try journaling with the part of you that feels scared and resistant to completing the difficult task. Ask it, what do you need from me? How can I best support you? What is the most loving way for me to approach this? And this is actually, I think this is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm not going to be showing every card in the deck. There's tons of flip-throughs of this one online. But I will show the box one more time. Creative Consciousness Healing Oracle deck. Not necessarily well, you can kind of use it. You can definitely use this for divination, but it's very much a self-care journaling practice type of set. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Up next is a book, The 1111 Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And, you know, Alana Fairchild, very much known for her decks, but I feel like Oracle books is where her strength lies. So I have this one by her, the 333 Oracle of Heart Wisdom. And it's sort of like the Book of Answers, and this one is very similar to that, where you just, you know, randomly go to a page, and pick a message. And this has multiple messages that are a bit shorter. The 333 is a bit more wordy. And you flip open the page and you let your non-dominant hand glide over the page where it feels attracted to you while your eyes are closed. And I got message 543. A powerful creative awakening is stirring within my soul, bringing the promise of new pathways and fulfilling manifestations. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. And this is literally a book of answers. And the reason why I wanted this is because although I love this one, it looks a little derpy. This one looks so much cooler. And these, I feature these a lot. I use these a lot. I use these sort of usually to complement my, card pulls. So I will do a little reading with tarot or oracle cards, and then I used to do it with this one, but I will flip open the book on a random page, and usually that will be very this is how weird spirit works sometimes. It will usually be a very nice complement to the reading, or it will sort of summarize the reading I just did, and I love that. So yeah, this is really cool stuff. This has more of a, can you hear that? Textured linen finish, and the cover is a bit more prone to damage, but that's fine. This one has a really nice hardbound finish. You can get soft cover versions of these books as well, but I usually prefer them. Oh, this is Miss Fairchild right here. I usually prefer them hardbound because you use them a lot, and it's easier to flip. These are used to flip through, and a paperback will not, you can't open it as easily. It won't stay like that. So it's really, really cool. And it even has, this is also a really cool feature, it even has a little marker. So if you had your message and you didn't have time to process it or whatever, you can very easily come back to it at a later point. So I love that so much. More books. So this I don't know anything about, but I just saw it being recommended by some book talk people. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and this looks cute. I don't know. It's about a witch girl in the UK, and she's not really. She's keeping her witchcraft, or her like a witch, an actual magical witch, not a Wicca witchy girl. No, an actual witch. She sort of keeps her magic a secret, except for a social media account where she posts videos pretending to be a witch, and someone messages her and asks her to travel to the remote and mysterious nowhere house to teach 3 young witches how to control their magic. It breaks all of the rules, but she goes anyway. Really cool, really exciting, really cute. Can't wait to dive into this. So, the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. It kind of has that cute aesthetic. And another book that I've been dying to get into is this, Archangel Alchemy Healing by Alexandra Wenman. Now, Alexandra Wenman, I'm a huge fan of. So over here, most of my decks are in boxes, but over here are some favorites that I love to have on hand, and her decks are there as well, because she's an exceptionally good deck author. I have the Archangel Fire Alchemy, Archangel Fire Oracle, which I love. It's probably one of my favorite angel decks. The other would be the Teen Angel Oracle, which is more of a general, very usable oracle. This is more of a guidebook heavy deck, but it's really cool. And this is sort of the big book that preceded that. So I'm really interested in getting to know Alexandra more. She's very kind as well, and this has been look at me, I can't even speak. This has been on my list for a while, and can't wait to dive into it. So, yeah, it's a really cool book. It's looking at it, it's not just, you know, like some Hay House books, lists upon lists upon lists. There's lots of info and cool stuff in here about Archangel Alchemy healing. So, love Alexandra, can't wait. Dex. Oh. So what's really, really funny is that I held this deck in my hand when I was in New York, but I didn't have any more room in my suitcase to bring it back home with me. The Spheres Sephiroth, the Spheres of Heaven Tarot. Used to be a Kickstarter, absolutely loved the aesthetic, took a long time to arrive. Gorgeous deck, and then got picked up by Hay House, which, you know what's really interesting? Hay House has been picking up amazingly cool decks lately. Hay House's quality control and overall quality is not always the best. For example, with this printing, the cutting was a little bit rough, so the edges are a little bit rough, and the paper looks a little bit different. It was printed in 2 halves, and it looks like I got 1/2 of one print run and the other half of the other print run, but that's okay. And this was a gift, and I love this. It's a very soft, muted palette, gorgeous deck. It's still in order. I haven't shuffled this yet. It's very aesthetically pleasing, very gorgeous. It's just really amazing. I love this illustration style. This would look even better, I think, on even bigger, like huge ass cards. This would look really good on extremely oversized cards. I love the lovers because we get a gay male lovers. We get a more heteronormative lovers. We get a, which is still pretty, you know, gender fluid, gender neutral, which I like. And then we get a lesbian lovers. But all of them very much have a sort of gender fuck, androgynous vibe, which I really like. But yeah, this is stunning. What I like a lot about this deck is the pips. And contrary to popular opinion, I adore the suit of wands. So let me show you. So this is, the aces are stunning, and then you headed to the pips, and for the wands, you sort of really see that growth within the suit. It becomes bigger and bigger and bigger with every card, which I love. Look at that. It's really amazing. I like it. So the indie version had gold on the cards. Obviously, the mass market doesn't have the gold foil on the cards. That's very logical, right? And then the quartz are stunning as well. I'm not going to be showing you all the minors, but let me keep this in order for now. The swords, I have to say, I liked the least, except for the court. I do love the court, but my absolute favorite minor suit is the pentacles. It's just stunning, where, you know, it starts out with the ace. All the aces are like super ornately illustrated, which I think is gorgeous. And then it sort of starts out very minimalistic, just like with those wands earlier. It's stunning though. And then, you know, over here you will see more and more blue being added to the card. This is a little bit less, but obviously it's the 5, so it's a little bit of a dip. And then this in the 6, we're expanding again. So, you know, you really get that numerological vibe in the reading, which I think is really cool. And then for the 9, you know, it's almost completely filled. And with the 10, there's barely any white left. And then the court of pentacles is absolutely stunning. Like, I really I really need to get into different art styles again, because I find it highly fascinating. Like, I'm working on a deck right now, and I'm pretty far along. I love this king with the bull. Like, that's so amazing. The backs are stunning too. Great. I'm pretty far along, but you know, seeing decks like this that are so well, where the art direction is so amazing, kind of makes me, you know, want to maybe try some new stuff and visit some uncharted territories. Where am I going to leave all this stuff, guys? Another one that I really, really like, which is maybe not as exciting to show, but it is very exciting to use, and that's, after all, what decks are for, and we should never forget that, is this, the Art Magic deck by Molly Roberts, and it's an inspiration deck for creativity. Molly Roberts is the art witch. I was never really that aware of her, but she's really big. It comes with a little pamphlet instead of a big guidebook because you don't really need the big guidebook. All the cards have different backs that are really cool and textured, and you know, like they sort of have that. These are oversized as well, so that's pretty cool. They have like textures on them, illustrations on them, colors on them. You know, some of them are a little bit more illustrative than others. You know, and it's just a gorgeous rainbow of color. And these cards will give you creative prompts to sort of, you know, if you're getting a little bit artsy and craftsy, or if you're working on art, what you can do to sort of spice up your practice. And I have had periods where I am a little bit stuck, where I do have a little bit of writer's block, or, you know, where my creativity is a little bit stumped. And, you know, I believe that tools like this can really help you a lot. Also, if you're, you know, like, this works for everything. Also, when you're you know, doing art journaling, or, you know, whatever sort of craft or art skill proficiency you are working in. So I got this card right here, gorgeous, and then the front looks like this. So you get a little illustration, a title, and a pretty big chunk of text, because this sort of tells you what to do. Forage for allies. Intriguing allies beckon to the thoughtful forager. Scavenge potential project supplies and magical tools on the sidewalk, beach, roadside trash heap, or in the bins of secondhand shops and swaps. Channel the magpie who catches the flash of treasure amid the mundane rubbish. Potential prizes and novel ideas lie in wait for your discerning eye. Whether or not you actually go out and do this, it sort of evokes this mindset of, you know, look for inspiration and literal materials in unfamiliar places, which is something you can think about yourself, but I usually don't. And what I usually do is I immediately run to my iPad, but, you know. Let me pull another one just for funsies. I already pulled that one yesterday. Want something that I can actually use. Riding Lunar Waves. Now, I have one little gripe with this. This card right here is deep purple as well, but this has a lighter insert so you can easily read the text. This one doesn't, and I do find that kind of annoying. But it works, you know, you just have to hold it up to the sunlight. Riding Lunar Waves. Ride the rhythms of the moon to enchant your creative efforts. Take cues from the lunar phases to cast art spells, gather materials, or arrange kismet collaborations. Pour energy into projects as the moon waxes, complete projects with the waning phase, or bathe in lunar beams at any time for giddy inspirations or unhinged revelations. Once again, this is something that I could think about myself. However, you usually don't, you know, like, okay, you know, when working on a project and you do feel kind of, maybe you should check the lunar phases or the astrology, see what, like, phase we're in. Is this the right time to be working on things like that? And how can we work around that? So it's a really interesting way of sort of metaphysically enhancing your art practice. And I do feel like this, I know a lot of creators, I have a lot of creative friends, but also a lot of, you know, people who aren't necessarily professionals. Like, I don't consider myself a professional creator, although I have 2 Kickstarter decks and a plethora of Make Playing Cards decks.
available right now. I don't consider myself a professional because it's not my main job. Um, Even if you're not a professional, just someone who likes to journal, art journaling, low key, artsy, craftsy stuff, it's really interesting. And I feel like this one, not within the Molly Roberts art community, because Molly is like huge, but in the general divination world community, this one kind of gets snowed under. And for a prompt deck like this, it kind of reminds me of the... Oh, I literally have that on my table right now because I was super inspired by it. It kind of reminds me of the spread machine deck a little bit, which also has those different colors, text, and textures. I don't know if it will show up that well because the textures are a little bit more. So I almost feel like these would go very well together, but it's kind of a deck like that, where it's not necessarily about the illustrations on the cards and reading them intuitively, but it's more like a prompt deck that you can use aptly. This is fabulous, by the way. Like the spread machine, or now it's called Spread Crafters. Kimberly likes to change the names of her decks a lot, which is completely fine. I thought the whole bundle was a bit expensive, so back in the day I just bought this, and this is a very like nerdy expansion pack, which is very easy to use on its own as well. Stunning little set, but it's kind of like that, and I feel like people are kind of forgetting about the value of a deck like this, especially when you are someone who likes to express themselves through creative means. Let's move on. This is so interesting. So I had this in my hands as well in the United States, in New York, and I was like, ooh, so cool, fairies. Wasn't really sure about whether or not to get this. Didn't get it, instantly regretted it. This is a really, really cute little deck from Running Press. Running Press does these. Running Press is, the publisher that is most known for their mini kits that you can sort of get at bookstores that have like novelty things in them. So I don't know where that cut off, but I got a call. I had kidney stones again. I had them in January. And last weekend I got a huge kidney stone attack where you get these immense cramps at the side of where your kidney is, and you're in like immense pain and you're unable to sit, stand, lie down, do whatever. So and I had to hand in some urine again this morning for testing, and they called me and the urine was completely clean. So this might mean that it's actually over, which is really cool. Anyway, so oversharing, TMI. This really cute little fairy deck. It's a 40 card deck. It has really cute illustrations by Camellia Pham, and it's written by Eugene Fletcher. The book is. Funny thing is that the author's name is nowhere mentioned on the box, which I find really interesting and sort of weird. And it is mentioned on the box for another deck I bought myself, which I will do a more in-depth review about, which is the Oracle of Pluto. The way this deck, it's a really cool deck, I love it, but the way it was put together is kind of weird. So Camellia Pham did the art, and it says it right here in the book, it's folio art. So this is all art that she had already created, and it kind of looks to me like they acquired the rights to this art and hired Eugene Fletcher. Don't really know who he is that bad? They hired him to write a deck around it, which is a really cool chance for him, really cool opportunity, a really cool foray into divination. Also, this box design I think is really cute. It's a magnetic clasp, but then the cards kind of go into this pouch, and you can clip the guidebook behind here. I think that's really ingenious and you can, ingenuous, is that a word? Whatever. And you can very easily take this with you in your bag pouch. So that's fab. It's a very simple, straightforward fairy style deck. The backs are stunning. And the illustrations, that's where it's at, because I feel like these illustrations are really, really pretty, really cute, sort of old school, like manga style. And I think that's really cool. And we get wonderful explanations for all these cards in the guidebook with little backstories as well. And I feel like most of these keywords are very usable. There was one card in this deck that only one card I really didn't like. I love this. Let me make a love part and an okay part and a, oh, there are so many good cards in here that are like so cute and adorable. I already showed these, so I don't have to show them again. I love that one though. I will show that again. I love that one as well. Oh man, I'm such a mess. Sorry, but I love that one. Like, I really adore most of these. Like, they're so cool. Oh, it's such a good deck. Oh yeah, this is the one, like, there's one card that I really hate that's in here, and that's this one, Laid a Foundation. I think this looks really derpy and kind of dumb. I love most of the cards, but like, for example, this one I adore. This one is so cute, and the message says naughty naughty. Love that. This one I found really interesting, really cool, really gorgeous. I already showed this one, but this shapeshifter card is everything. And this sort of Baba Yaga witch crone energy I really like. I really like this leprechaun one as well. I think it's a little bit derpy, but really cool. This one, I love this one. And this one is really cute. I saw this in the store and it made me kind of go, oh, I want this deck now. This one's called Jokes on You. And look, the little fairy is sticking out her tongue. And this is a very international fairy-esque creatures around the world sort of affair. And to be honest, because, you know, I actually love that a publisher is being this transparent in the book by saying it's a folio art. You know, because this happens a lot. Like I said, I did a I'm gonna do another video, Why Oracle Decks Suck Part 3, because I love Oracle decks. I love Oracle decks more than I love fucking tarot decks. So there's that. And I love that a publisher is bold enough to mention that in their actual like guidebook, that this is folio art that the deck was then created around. I think that's amazing. And to be honest, props to Eugene, because he created a lovely deck around these pieces of art. So it's a really cute, well written. This is not the be all end all of fairy decks. It's not the best fairy deck ever written, but it's a really well curated, good constructed set, and I love that. So yeah. Another one that I got gifted that I really, really like, which, talking about well curated, good art direction. Oh man, I'm almost veering into that Oracle deck, Why Oracle Decks Suck video that I was talking about earlier, which I'm not gonna do. But these Dream Ritual Oracle cards are really interesting. Also, I've seen this in multiple of these decks. Why is this in here? Why is that in there? I don't get it. I don't get it. If someone knows, please explain. So this has a guidebook and it sort of has a system. I haven't really dove into it yet. But most of all, this is a very pretty deck with very good keywords. The thing is, and this isn't always a problem with me, I do love it. It's very usable. Even if you don't read the guidebook at all, you can very easily use this, and it's super duper cute. I mean, look at that. And I've seen gorgeous illustrations in here. Once again, this has been such an... I do hate the Dali inspiration. I hate Dali, sorry. But this has gorgeous illustrations in there, gorgeous world building. Why are all these moons in there? That gets explained in the guidebook. It's really, really stunning. What I've seen so far from the guidebook, it does try to be sort of more than it is. And, you know, it's very clear that this artist, Noel T, who's a fabulous artist, you know, she does use that one color palette, and that's it for the whole deck. And that can be kind of off-putting, but I do love this a lot, and the keywords are very usable. You know, so I kind of have to see. I love what she does here. It's very Monument Valley, the video game sort of style, where you kind of build this little 3D world, and she does it very well. So that's very good. Like, I love all these art pieces. This one, for example, so stunning, so good. But there is sort of this vibe here where it could get a little bit samey or a little bit boring if you use this in a spread rather than a one card pull, because it is constantly those blues, those greens, those yellows, those browns. That's the color palette that she chose, which is completely fine. Like I said, the art direction, you know, that's the style. It's very strong and it's very coherent. And I do really love this because it is very usable. This is usable as is. This could have been in a smaller box with a smaller guidebook, but you know what? And you know what's weird? I love whenever publishers do a paper band that is in congruency with the colors of the box and the deck. I love keeping that around it. Is that weird? But this is sort of, you know, I should probably get into this more, because there is sort of this system. There's 4 suits: new moon, waxing moon, full moon, waning moon. And, you know, you can see that very clearly on the cards because you can see the moon phase on the cards. It's interwoven into the illustration. And then there's something about the dreams. But what I've seen from the guidebook so far is that it's so focused on the moon that I'm kind of like, why didn't we call it the moon something oracle? But, you know, it's really, really stunning, and I really like it. It's a really, really cool set. And then last but not least, and I hope I have this, do I have the first book here? I probably do. Yes. I love that because it's a fave. Martin gifted me this a while ago, sort of as a funny little extra gift. This is a romance, spicy romance, cutesy, witchy romance about a girl who's a witch. She comes from a witchy family, and, you know, Vivian Jones, I'm going to read this, handled the biggest breakup of her life the way that any witch would. Vodka, bubble baths, and a curse on her ex. That was 9 years ago. Now Reese Penhallow, descendant of the town's founders, breaker of hearts and still irritatingly gorgeous, is back. So he comes back, but because he comes back, her curse goes into full effect. So I read this. It was really cute. It did sort of end on a cliffhanger where it was like a little bit of a cliffhanger, but I thought it was great as a standalone. But now there's a sequel, The Kiss Curse, and I love that, and I can't wait to read this. This is gonna be everything. I want this shit. Maybe I should write it myself. I want shit like this, sort of cutesy, semi-spicy, witchy romance with gays. That's what I want. Maybe I should just write it myself, but this was amazing, 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 amazing. And that was it. such an amazing and generous gift that I didn't even ask for, and it was just, I literally cried. I cried a little bit because, as you guys know, there are lots of YouTubers, tarot YouTubers on here that get tons of free PR, which, you know, they deserve. PR is a privilege, not a perk. You know, people who have spent years building their platform that have very reputable reputations. And, you know, I'm sort of, those are the, like, the top tarot YouTubers. And then you sort of have this big middle tier, and I'm somewhere in there all the way towards the bottom, so I rarely ever get anything. I buy most of the stuff that you see here on the channel. So to get all of this, thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna play with all these decks. Bye, bitches.